Om Jnana-timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurin Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
So I'm very happy to be among all you pious people this evening. The modern age is very difficult, is it not? There are many difficulties in modern life. What do you think? What do you think? Who thinks that there are many difficulties in modern life? Please raise your hand. Yeah, not everyone's convinced. Yeah. In this Kali Yuga, everything is very difficult. In Kali Yuga, all good qualities decrease day by day. Tataschanudinam dharma. Day by day, good qualities beginning with dharma decrease. Satyam, Shocham, Daya, Kshama, all these qualities decrease. Satyam, Shocham, Daya, Kshama. Kalena balina rajan nangshantaya ayur balang smritihi. Due to the powerful force of time in Kali Yuga, then all these good qualities decrease. People's lifespan decreases, people's physical health and bodily strength decreases, and people's memory and mental power decreases. So there are many, many difficulties in modern life. Even a short time ago, no one could imagine that food would be so difficult to get. What is the price of dal nowadays? How much is dal per kilo? Ladies, how much do you have to pay for dal? It's too much, isn't it? Who could imagine that dal would be so costly? And then if rice becomes so expensive, then everyone will have to eat grass. This ocean, this Kali Yuga is like an ocean of faults. Everything is difficult. Even within the family, within so many families, there is tension and disagreement. To get enough money to feed the family is very difficult. To get enough money even to feed the family, for many people this is we have so many desires. We want our children to have a good education, but it's very difficult to do all these things. And day by day we see that people are becoming deceitful. They can tell lies even to their own parents. More and more people are becoming drunkards. So that you have all come this evening is very good. That means that you're still very pious people. That means that you are all still very pious people. In Kali Yuga, for people to be interested in spiritual knowledge is very rare. So we simply ask you to chant Hare Krishna. There are many problems in Kali Yuga. There is one very good solution. That is the chanting of the names of Krishna. This is stated in Srimad Bhagavatam. This was written down 5,000 years ago. Kale dosha nidhe rajan astihi eko mahanguna kirtanad eva krishnasya mukta sangha parang vrajet. You can get the translation. In Kali Yuga, whatever we do, however good we try to be, there are many, many problems. But there is one very good thing about Kali Yuga, that by chanting the names of Krishna we can be delivered from all difficulty. And we can go to the spiritual world. There is a spiritual world that is called Vaikuntha or Golok Vrindavan. This material world is not everything. In this material world there is Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi. There is constant struggle and suffering. But in the spiritual world, there is Paramananda. In the spiritual world, there is no birth and death. In the spiritual world, we live forever in bliss with Krishna. This is reality. This is described in the Shastra. The Shastra is not some imaginary writing. Brahm Pramad Vipralipsa Karana Patav Arsha Vigya Vakya Nahido Sheshab. Ordinary people, whatever they say, it's full of mistakes. Because ordinary people are prone to make mistakes. Everyone in this world makes mistakes. Everyone is in illusion. Everyone has imperfect senses. And everyone has the tendency to cheat. But the perfect people do not have such faults. So the Shastra is presented by Vyasadeva and other rishis. And they give us a clear understanding of reality. This material world is not all in all. We do not belong here. We are not meant to suffer repeated birth and death. No one wants to die. No one wants to suffer disease and old age. But we are forced by the power of time to suffer repeated birth, death, old age and disease. But we can very easily get free from the bad effects of this material world by chanting the names of Krishna. By chanting the names of Krishna, we can very easily be transferred to the spiritual world. There are many religious processes, such as visiting temples, performing sacrifices, performing yoga, dhyana, meditation, tapasya, visiting holy places, tirtha yatra, reciting shastra. So like this, there are many different religious processes. But the best one of all is chanting the names of Krishna. And this is specially recommended for Kali Yuga. In Kali Yuga, no one can perform meditation properly. For meditation, the mind has to be very peaceful. But one of the prominent symptoms of Kali Yuga is that everyone's mind is very disturbed. Have any of you tried to do meditation? To sit and keep the mind still? But the mind just jumps here, there, like a monkey. So, although meditation is a good process, but in this Kali Yuga, the mind is too disturbed. So the Shastra recommends Hare Nama eva kevalam kalau nascheva gati ranyata. Chant the name. Anyway, 3 times it said Hare Nama eva kevalam, to emphasize very strongly this really is the only way. And chanting the names of Krishna is effective. It's practical. It is meant for everyone. You see, myself and several others here are coming from different countries of the world. I was not born in a Hindu family. But our Guru, Srila Prabhupada, came to the Western countries and asked us to chant Hare Krishna. He didn't say you have to become a Hindu and then you chant Hare Krishna. Nor does Krishna in Bhagavad Gita anywhere say that you have to become a Hindu. But rather, this chanting of Hare Krishna is meant for everyone. Because Krishna is Parameshvara. He is the Supreme Lord of everyone. Krishna is not a God of the Hindus. He is the Supreme Lord of everyone. In different cultures, they have different words. Some people say God. Some people say Allah. But the personal name of the Supreme Lord is Krishna. Just like if we say the Prime Minister of India, that is a position. But that position is held by a person. And that person at the present time is Manmohan Singh. So you see that if we say Manmohan Singh, that means the Prime Minister of India, doesn't it? And if we say the Prime Minister of India, that means Manmohan Singh. But if we say Prime Minister, that refers to the post. And if we say Manmohan Singh, that refers to the person who occupies the post. So if we say God or Allah or Bhagavan, that refers to the position of the supreme person. And if we say Krishna, that refers to the person who is the supreme. Now, of course, there were several prime ministers before Manmohan Singh, and there will be more after him. But the supreme person eternally is Krishna. Manmohan Singh is the Prime Minister of India. Krishna is the supreme controller of all planets and all universes. So Krishna is not just for the Hindus. Everyone is subordinate to Krishna. Some people admit it and some people don't. Some people recognize that there is the supreme power, but they don't know that that person is Krishna. But everyone has a personal relationship with Krishna. That's why this Krishna Bhakti is for everyone. It's not only for Indians or for Hindus, or for Brahmanas. Every race, every caste, every religion, everyone should join together and chant Hare Krishna. We invite everyone to chant with us. We don't say that you have to have a very high educational qualification. We don't say that you first have to give us some donation. We don't say that you have to come from a high-class Brahminical family. Whoever you are, please come and chant Hare Krishna. Even if we are very sinful, we can start to chant Hare Krishna. Because by chanting, this sinful propensity will go away. You see, we come from the Western countries. We never knew that meat eating was wrong. We never knew that drinking alcohol was wrong. We never knew that, you see, even the boys and girls mixing without marriage, we didn't know that was wrong. But by chanting Hare Krishna, we have become purified. So in modern India, there's a lot of the old culture is lost, but still there are many pious people present. But by the force of Kali Yuga, day by day, even the pious people are becoming impious. By propaganda, they're being spoiled. You see, just like on TV, there's nothing for building the character. There's only the kind of things they show up for spoiling the character. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says that there are 3 gates to hell. Trividam narakasyedam dvaram nashanam atmanaha. Kamas krodhas tata lobhas tasmat etatrayam tyajet. Do you know this? So Kam, Krodh and Lobh, these are the 3 gates to hell. But what is there on television? But what do they show on television? There is Kam, that means that they incite sexual or lusty desire. And there is Krodh, violence. And there is Lobh, that you should always inciting. You should get more money and buy this and buy that. So in this way, by the influence of Kali Yuga, even good people are becoming bad. So this chanting of Hare Krishna counteracts the bad influence of Kali Yuga. So we invite you to join us in this and chant the holy name of Krishna and not be victimized by the effect of Kali Yuga. I see here there are people of all age groups. There are young children, there are mothers and fathers, and some older people also. So those of you who are mothers and fathers, obviously you want the best thing for your children, isn't it? You want your children to be good, isn't it? You want your children to believe in God. You want your children to believe in God, to be well behaved, to respect the elders, to be polite. But unfortunately, in the modern age, things, you can't be sure because the whole culture is going against that. So unless you give your children proper spiritual education, they will grow up maybe like Ravana. Ravana was also born from a rishi. He was born from a rishi. Actually, many of the great Rakshasas in the Puranas, they were born of rishis. But due to some bad association, they became very bad. So please give your children spiritual education. But for that, you yourself will have to become spiritually educated. Therefore, our society, ISKCON, is attempting to make available to everyone spiritual education. The basic principles of spiritual education are not very difficult to understand. We should understand this body is temporary. We see here young children and young men and older men. What's next after that? Young child, young man, old man, and next is dead man. But Bhagavad Gita teaches that we don't die. Only the body dies. But we go to another body in our next life according to how we live this life. But if we chant Hare Krishna, we don't get reborn, we go directly to Krishna. So the basics of spiritual life are very easy to understand. But we have to learn it and practice it in our lives. We are asking people to lead a pure life. There is no actual spiritual advancement if people are eating meat, drinking wine, spending their life watching television. We cannot expect even people to live happily in their family life if they're cultivating these habits. So we're asking people to lead a very clean, healthy, natural, pure life, to take spiritual education, to chant the names of Krishna. And in this way you can live very happily in this life. Even in this very difficult age, people can live happily by following the principles of Krishna consciousness. You will be happy in this life. And you will go to Krishna after this life. So this is really the best spiritual process. It is available to everyone. But only the most sincere and intelligent people will take to it. This is genuine spiritual life. This is based on the conclusion of all the Shastras. We are not offering some cheating process. We don't say that you just take some mantra and do whatever you like. No, if we're going to practice spiritual life, we should do so seriously. So please do so. You will be happy. Your family will be happy. What could be better than this? Hare Krishna, thank you very much. Does anyone have any question? Do we have another mic? Yeah. If anyone has any question, we can give the mic.
Okay, you said for teaching education,
what is real education? Well, real education means to know who we are, what is the purpose of life, and that education should be practical to guide us to the ultimate goal. So we are having programs here which day of the week? You don't have programs here regularly? Oh, okay. We used to have programs here? Okay. So for that educational program, you can please speak to Krishna Das. Please contact him yourself. Anything else? We also have, tell them about the books. One set. Oh, very good. What's this gentleman's name? Jai Raman. He's taking one whole set. Tell them this is how many books in one set? 18 books. Yeah, this Srimad Bhagavatam is 18 books, all this big. This is complete spiritual knowledge. Everything you need to know about spiritual knowledge is in Srimad Bhagavatam. Oh, someone else is right. If you want to know the value of Srimad Bhagavatam, just read the first verse. This lady is looking at Bhagavatam, tell her to look at the first verse. Then she'll understand what is the value. So, shall we perform Sankirtan?